as much as possible, to prevent huge job loss that will envisage with this kind of pandemic. So the revised budget is okay, but in revising the budget, in government signing it, I think we also have to be quick into implementation, because the year is almost gone halfway. Quick into implementation, because economic matters are things that need immediate and quick action. You know, we do not have time for delay anymore. National Assembly has done very well in revising it. Government, well, federal government took delayed a little bit, but it's okay, better late than never. We have to move from there to execution, so that the reflection that we anticipate can be done as quickly as possible.
All right, let's take from your perspective, especially with you know, the reactions you've had from your constituents and all, since the you know, COVID-19 pandemic has swept across the world, and you know, all these constituencies have not been spared. What are your experiences like, and have you been able to participate? And in some of the initiatives the government has put in place to try to, you know, at least alleviate some of the sufferings of Nigerians?
Yeah, actually, you know, when the pandemic came on, government came up with initiative by bringing out the lockdown in order to reduce the contractual level of the virus. But you know, it goes with the pains. When you get people locked down, the economic activity stop. People don't sell. There are people who live on a daily basis, who's even to eat the next food depends on what he does. But now he is locked home. Now, as politicians, we keep receiving calls that look, you have to come and intervene. And naturally, we have relations. We are part of the society. We know what is going on. Even we ourselves that in Abuja, we are locked up. We have issues. So talk less of the man that's in your constituency. So what I did in my own case was, because I represent the largest constituency in Adamawa State. It has 4 local governments. It's the largest in all the constituencies.
Is it agrarian?
Yeah.
It's an agrarian?
In fact, it's agrarian. My constituency is even the food basket of the state. So you can imagine that the people are naturally farmers, and with this lockdown, people can't go to farms. So we had to rely on interventions from federal government, from ourselves. I was the first legislator in the state to come out with some kind of intervention, bring food to at least so that I can share around. But we also push government to be able to be objective in doing the conditional cash transfer, helping other people. But again, you know, it came with some little hue and cry. People feel that some people are not actually giving. In National Assembly, we intervene. We say, look, we represent the people. Let's know who and who is getting this, because these were the issues. But I think generally, a lot of people, that need only legislators, individual businessmen also help, philanthropists did their best. I think it was not a bad effort.
Now that we are gradually opening up again, you know, what is the experience like? People are back to their basic, you know, to their efforts on the farms and all that, so that we can begin to see the yields, and yes, you know, that hue and cry will be a thing of the past.
You see, my problem is that truly, now that it has been lifted, people have gone back to farms. But that's not the only issue. My fear is that we are also talking about the economy. Some people in the constituency are really not too sure that this virus is still there. You have to go around to explain to people that, look, this virus exists. In as much as government say, okay, go back to farm, you have to, because there are protocols. You also have to take responsibility. We have to preach to them, wash your hands, put your face mask, show all those kind of cleanliness. But this is really helping. But I can tell you, the fear is that if government agencies and ourselves do not work hard to tell people to be very cautious, even at this level, the infection is gradually getting higher than what we experienced in the last period.
All right, Doctor, it's a delicate balance, health and wealth.
That's right. Yeah. Delicate balance indeed. And what I think we need to do is to ramp up our campaign, just like we are ramping up our efforts in terms of the provision of PPEs. We should also continue to ramp up communication. Behavior change communication is what we need. Crisis communication. So that with the populace, especially the farmers, those at the lower rung, like the Honorable said in his constituency, you know, I can understand that we have a danger, you know, that is really amiss. And of course, we should also be fair to them to some extent, not just those at the lower rung. Even the so-called elite sometimes, you know, are culpable in terms of, you know, the perversion of some of the protocols that NCDC keeps telling us about. You know, but how do we get our people to imbibe this change, behavioral change, so that we can stay safe and find the equilibrium between life and livelihood?
All right, let's look at it from the political sphere. Now, you know, the second story, we're talking about 17 political parties showing, telling INEC about how they want to go about their primaries. In the political terrain, it's not going to be like it used to be, rallies and all that. So how are you, trying to reach out to your people now that there can be public gatherings as they used to be, especially in the rural environment where there's no access to internet services like that?
To be fair, in the last 2 months, people are gradually aware that we are in a very odd situation. People know that you just have to put some masks, and even we politicians need to also explain to people that you, in as much as you want to be in office, you also want people to be alive, to see that you are doing a good job. And by being alive is by respecting the protocols, by ensuring that you do the due diligence. I think INEC has also come up with certain guidelines and look, these are things you need to do. And we on our part, the party on its own also say, look, observe protocols, make sure that things don't do like this. If you recall, even in Edo when the primaries was going on, you could see that the politicians were even showing people that, look, it was a direct primaries, but you have to queue, there must be a distance and things like that. Before you go and cast your vote, you have to put your mask on and things like that. I think we will do the provision of the mask where people cannot afford, because I expect them to come and vote for me. They shouldn't be buying masks to be put in, because if they are not doing that, I will provide for them.
All right, let's move on now to some political issues. Governor Maimala Buni led caretaker and extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressives Congress said it has received a formal letter from the party's National Executive Committee Integrity Group that endorsed them. Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Yakini Nabena, in a statement acknowledged that the NEC Integrity Group in a letter also presented members of its executive and board of trustees. The party's caretaker committee also commended majority of the party faithful who have adhered to President Muhammadu Buhari's call to party members to withdraw court cases against the party and urged those who are yet to withdraw their cases to do same ahead of the forthcoming governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states. Maimala Buni-led committee said it is poised to consolidate on the party's popular mandate. Now, just coming in, the Lagos chapter of the All Progressives Congress says it has seen a report on a national newspaper that a purported APC member in Lagos had instituted a case at the Federal High Court against the party's National Caretaker Committee. The party says the person who instituted the suit is not a member of the party because it is highly doubtful that a bona fide member of the APC would do such. The party, however, says it will investigate the matter as the individual had not done the needful in terms of internal conflict resolution processes to resolve any dispute that they may have with the next decision. It's signed by the APC Lagos chairman Tunde Balogun. Now, the People's Democratic Party, moving on, the People's Democratic Party this week inaugurated its campaign council for the September 19 governorship election in Edo State. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike is the chairman.
Only the chairman, secretary, and other few members of the 93-member campaign council joined the PDP National Working Committee at the party secretariat for their inauguration. Others joined virtually from their various locations. This is in compliance with the NCDC guidelines against COVID-19.
What we seek, therefore, is a level playing field. PDP is coming. PDP is on the way.
Chairman of the campaign council, Governor Nyesom Wike, enjoined party members to dwell on issue-based campaign.
Mr. Chairman, let me tell you that we have already started work on noon, even before the inauguration. You will have to go home. Everybody go home.
I want to assure you that Edo is the bastion of PDP ideals.
Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, on behalf of PDP Governors Forum, assured of maximum support towards the victory of the party in Edo State.
We saw some clips there and some people smiling in the studio. We'll go back. We'll go to some issues before we go. But meanwhile, the national chairman of the Action Democratic Party, Yabagi Yusuf Sani, says his party has no pact with the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Edo State.
The September 19 governorship election in Edo State, the Action Democratic Party disclosed that it will fully participate in the off-season governorship election in Edo State. National chairman of the party says the clarification on whether or not the ADP has collapsed into the PDP in Edo State became necessary in view of speculation from some quarters that the party is working for the PDP.
I want Nigerians to understand that ADP being the credible alternative, the candidate we are fielding has all the credentials that you require and is competent, is qualified.
For the coalition of united political parties, its contact and mobilization subcommittee explained that the coalition will carry out grassroots campaigns in accordance with COVID-19 guidelines to ensure the victory of its candidates in the upcoming governorship election.
Vote need credible, transparent, generally acceptable and peaceful election in Edo and Ondo states.
The coalition of united political parties believed that strengthening the country's democratic tenets remained its priority.
Okay, we are coming to the home run. Let's start from the politician. Honorable, Nigerian politicians tend to confuse the electorate because the way you cross carpet, jump ship, what is the position of ideology? Yesterday it was the broom, today is the umbrella, tomorrow is the cockerel. And it's not, where is the position or the place of ideology in all this?
I think I wouldn't say that we don't have an ideology. To be fair, our parties have manifestos, and some of us love the party manifestos before we join. But you know, we are human beings. Our behaviors cannot be determined. Some people feel that, look, it's not a problem to jump ship from one party to the other. I think it would have been much better to remain in each party, no matter the crisis you have, and then let parties have an internal mechanism of resolving their crisis. If you have internal mechanism of resolving your crisis, it will be good. Even the electors will be happy. I have been a politician also for long. I have never changed any political party, and I don't hope to change any time soon, because as a young man, I would like to join other young men to change the narrative, and we will remain in my party, and it's good to remain in one political party.
All right, some will say, I was a politician long ago, was asked, what's the ideology? He said, the end justifies the means.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an ideology. Let's not make that mistake that there's no ideology. The ideology we have is the ideology of matter, of form over substance. You know, the ideology of materialism, you know, over end result, over productivity, over service. That's what we have. You know, it's a form of ideology that we think will peter out with time, when values and virtues become prioritized over matter, over form, which we are still witnessing in the space that we are in now. But it's okay. We shouldn't feel too bad yet. Our democracy is still growing, and we're not doing badly. We hope that with time, you know, we'll begin to go through some reorientation. We are seeing the new energy being invested into the political space through Edo State. You know, we are seeing exchanges between actors over isolation, over dollars. These things are okay, but in doing all of that, let's not forget the overall interest of election, which is the interest of the people. That should remain supreme, should remain primus, you know, in the minds of the politicians, and it shouldn't be jettisoned by any means.
Honorable Annex says, let the narrative, let it be about issues in the forthcoming polls, both in Edo and Ondo State, not about crossfire, assassinating people's character. Going forward, what would you be expecting from, you know, the two states in terms of the conduct of the political actors?
Well, I think it is true that we need to have politics of issues, because we need to carry our electorates on, and then even the elites should know where we are going. But I can assure you, you can't avoid those little pitfalls of character assassinations here and there, because even the Nigerian media will hardly report the issues more. They will look at the character assassination. People will be looking at headlines. People will
not
look
NTA.
at it. I agree, but I'm saying media. I didn't say NTA. I'm saying, because when you look at the level at which people are reporting political activity, sometimes the issues, even the electorate hardly read those issues. Is when you create
the sensational aspect.
In the sensational aspect, you see 1,000 likes within 1 minute.
That's right.
But when you come with good issues, and you hardly have 1 like in less than a day. So that's some of the issue.
All right, let's jump back to where we started. This is July, we have a revised budget. What would you be expecting in the second quarter of the year?
Well,
the second half of the year.
That's right. It's just, religious implementation of what we have. I mean, we've revised it. We've cut down the size of the budget. Whatever has been allocated to health should be faithfully followed. And at the end of the day, we should be seeing results. Of course, some of these projects will not be completed, but the critical ones, the ones that are geared towards the people, social investment, the ones that are geared towards creating jobs, emphasis should be on those ones. I mean, as a form of long-term structural palliative in the face of the health pandemic.
Thank you, Dr. Dini, for coming. But before I let you go, it's no fault of yours because, of course, you returned the nation to the January-December budget cycle, but this has happened in terms of oversight. Now, Nigerians will be expecting more aggressive oversight to make sure that whatever is in the budget, we get it done on time.
I think even in the 8th Assembly we did so. In this 9th Assembly, more that we have a good working relationship between the executive and the legislature. I think the oversight is very functional. People are opening up. When we say we are coming to agencies, in those days, you find head of agencies not even staying around. You find ministers, when you invite them, not appearing. But it's a different story now. Our leaders have done a good job, and the executive have done a good job. We are doing our best.
Final words to Nigerians before you go.
Well, I think Nigerians should give us some kind of hope that, look, the democracy is going to work and it's the only alternative. And please, people should believe that there is COVID-19. Let's put the protocols in place and ensure that we remain safe. All
right, we've had two gentlemen coming on the show to help us exactly put things in proper perspective. We've had Honorable Abdulrazak Namda as a veteran journalist and member representing Jada Ganye, Mayo Belwa, Tongo Federal Constituency of Adamawa State, and Dr. Abiodun Adeni, an associate professor and the head of the department, Mass Communication Business University. That has been Political Update for today. Keep it locked on the Nigerian Television Authority for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. My name is Fisayo Gunfi. Thank you for joining us. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye now.
All our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. All visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Imagine a station where you access information. Think of a station that creates awareness for national development.